Amici del rock and roll, oggi è con enorme piacere che vado a richiacchierare, perché abbiamo avuto un piccolo problema con la camera, con uno degli artisti che io stimo in assoluto di più da tantissimo tempo. Cresciuto nella scena punk, in una New York incredibile, con collaborazioni pazzesche. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesse Malin, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good, brother. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a big pleasure for me to hear you, actually, to talk to you again. It's been a while because I guess the last time we spoke to each other was 2018 when you actually came across my recording studio in Milan for the last tour you did here. So I'm glad that you're coming back. Where do you are at the moment?
Right now we're in Manchester, England, on the Fine Art
Oh,
of Self-Destruction 20th anniversary tour.
that's great. That record, it's so important. I mean, when you released that record 20 years ago, have you ever thought that you could just like start a 20th anniversary tour for that record, and that though that record could be like a milestone in terms of independent songwriter scene?
I had no idea, like we just did it because we needed to. Like I really needed to. I'd been in bands all these years and I wanted to do something where I could really express myself and the stories and the lyrics of where I come from in maybe a little bit of a quieter setting. And it's wild to be here playing these songs every night 20 years later, playing the full album, having this anniversary deluxe edition, and watching the crowds grow, and some of the people even stick with me for 20 years that I met on that first tour. It's watching them grow up, and maybe even the songs grew up or imploded. I don't know.
Talking about yourself, how much you think you grew up ever since that record, personally?
I think I get to enjoy things a lot more. I used to be brattier. I had a very like degeneration attitude where, you know, I don't know. I'd have just a bad attitude sometimes. I think I'm more positive. I'm able to just humble myself and appreciate every situation, every night, even not touring, but just in general with life. I try to be present for more of the simpler things and find some kind of peace in that where I think I was more of a bratty fuss bucket back then.
And what about the self-destruction mood? It's still part of Jesse Malin?
Well, that was a spiritual thing. I never did drugs. I drank, but it was about wreckage, breaking up bands, breaking up instruments, breaking up art, breaking up the relationships that you'd been in, people's marriages, people's, romances. It was just a trail of a wreckage of um, a self hatred that wasn't really so self aware when I was in punk bands. It just was a defensive anger. But really, that's what it was. A lot of people misunderstood the title, thought I was like some drug addict or something. In fact, I've never even tried drugs, but I do drink occasionally. I'm a social drinker.
Like everybody at our age, I guess. Um, I know I've been following you for like years now, and one of the things that I like the most about your performance is through the years, it's that each and every time I have the chance to actually see you performing, it's a performance in term not only a songwriter and his band, not only a songwriter and a piano player, but a songwriter that is full of stories. And we all know that stories it's what comes with music, but sometimes we just angry, we just hungry of hearing some pieces of your stories, because you got such an amazing life, and you have so much experience to share with the crowd each and every night. uh how do you choose from those chapters of your life, every night a different story? It's like a self confession to the audience, like, my name is Jesse Malin, and one day this happened.
I think that's just another way from early on when I went out with an acoustic guitar and I was scared and didn't have a roadie, had to tune it up and I wanted to connect with the crowd. I was opening up for Ryan Adams and Counting Crows and different artists, Bruce Springsteen, and I wanted to get in touch with the crowd and connect with them. So I would tell them something personal. And sometimes the things that are personal are tragic, but tragedy and time sometimes is comedy. Things that were fucked up once, you look back and now they're a little funny, or they have some kind of sensibility that way. I think it's just another way to give more dimension to the stories, to the records. And that's why people come to see something live, because it's right there and it's alive.
I'm one of those people. Talking about the different experience you had with so many talented artists, is there a little story that now you want to share with us? Talking about, I don't know, some of the artists you've been in contact with. We're not always think about Bruce Springsteen. He had such an amazing journey. You met from. I remember the story when you've been invited to Shane McGowan birthday party, and you felt like, am I right here in between Bono and the president of Ireland? Have you got some story to tell us at the moment?
Oh, right now, I mean, the story for me is that, the journey to be here with some of the guys that I did the tour 20 years ago and look back, and just, it's a shock for us to think that, we're still here. We still feel young. And there's no new long stories. I guess when I'm on stage, somehow with the energy, I think about these things that I want to tell the crowd. But there's always something going on, whether it's, people that you know your whole life, people you met that are new, people that are big artists and stars and writers like Shane, or, whatever. Those people are great filmmakers, being in movies. But it's always nice to see that sometimes the famous people are the stars as much as the famous people are the stars. It's the non-famous people. It's the simple people that you meet, the characters. I'm working on a book right now, stories, just short stories of things that happen in my life, memoirs. I don't know if I'll put it out, but I want to write it just the way I made Fine Art of Self-Destruction, just because I need to do it for myself. And if I feel it's worthy of, not too showy or braggy or, full of crap, I'll put it out. If not, it'll be a good exercise and some kind of exorcism.
If you want to put it out, just let me know. I'll do the translation, the Italian version for you.
Oh, I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. I like that me and you have a lot of similar taste and friends like Social Distortion, Gaslight Anthem, and just that kind of thing. Johnny Cash, I could see you understand punk rock and attitude. Punk rock isn't just like a clothes.
That's like that. I there's another picture from you that it always it's stuck into my head. I remember one of several times I saw you live. I remember you doing this little show close to Milan, and right after the show, two very young teenagers girls came to you saying, "Well, could you please play for us?" She stands there from the generation, because probably wasn't part of the live set, and you took off your guitar and you played that song for them, and I will never forget that, because even if it was like you said, simple people, simple crowd, not famous people, you gave 100% and more that night for them. And this probably it's that particular attitude. Allora, aspettate che l'abbiamo perso, prova probabilmente a rientrare. Stavo raccontando di quella volta che ci siamo visti all'1:35 circa. Lui fece questo concerto meraviglioso e delle ragazze molto giovani arrivarono al concerto, e lui siccome non aveva inserito questo brano dei D-Generation, She Stands There, che è una delle hit della sua carriera, loro gli chiesero di suonarla e lui prese la chitarra che aveva già messo via, eccetera, per suonargliela live. Ecco, questo è Jesse Malin, cioè un cantante chitarrista incredibile. Prova a farvi, mentre lui prova a riconnettersi. In the meantime, while Jesse tried to, enter again, I'm doing a little bit of translation of what we talk about it. Jesse è un personaggio che ha avuto la capacità e la possibilità di incontrare le più grandi rockstar di sempre. Nominavamo Bruce Springsteen, con il quale ha fatto anche un meraviglioso brano, un featuring pazzesco, ma ha incontrato le grandi star del jet set. E nonostante questo, nonostante la sua incredibile carriera, i tanti anni di carriera, è qui a festeggiare il 20° anniversario di The Fine Art of Self-Destruction, che è stato un album importantissimo nella sua carriera. Lui ha sempre tempo per gli altri, ha tempo per me in questo momento per fare 4 chiacchiere e raccontare, anticipare quello che sarà il suo ritorno in Italia, così come ha la possibilità di avere a che fare con Shane McGowan ed essere invitato al suo 60° compleanno. Nonostante questi giganteschi divari di esperienza, lui resta questa persona terribilmente umile, e uno dei motivi per i quali vado spesso ad ascoltarlo dal vivo è perché proprio ha questa collezione infinita di storie e dei racconti che sono meravigliosi da condividere. E ho provato a tirargliene fuori uno durante questa diretta, e in realtà mi diceva: guarda, forse il racconto e la storia più bella è il fatto che in questo momento io sto girando ancora con la stessa band che 20 anni fa pubblicò questo disco, e ritrovarci 20 anni dopo è incredibile, è fantastico. Quindi io sono terribilmente fan di Jesse, non soltanto per quella che è la sua attitudine, per il suo trascorso, eccetera, ma anche per quello che è il suo modo di affrontare questa incredibile carriera. Nel frattempo, mentre prova probabilmente a riconnettersi, vi ricordo le date italiane. Il 22 febbraio Raindogs House di Savona, il 23 sarà al Druso di Bergamo, il 24 febbraio, quindi venerdì, sarà al Bronson di Ravenna, il 25 sarà al Corner Live Mareno di Piave, Treviso. Quindi queste le date italiane per Jesse Malin. Allora, io vedo che forse non si sta riuscendo più a collegare, quindi le date le abbiamo ricordate. L'uscita, ci parlava di questa deluxe edition di The Fine Art of Self-Destruction 20th Anniversary, quindi la versione anniversario di questo album che ha definito una generazione, perché lui mi citava, no? Dei comuni amici, anche i Gaslight Anthem. Brian Fallon fu il songwriter che disse: senza Jesse Malin non ci sarebbe stata tutta una generazione di artisti come me, quindi la sua band e Brian Fallon solista, la maggior parte degli artisti del Revival Tour, Chuck Reagan, Frank Turner e tanti altri artisti non sarebbero esistiti se non ci fosse stato Jesse Malin e soprattutto quel disco. Quindi il mio consiglio è di venirlo a vedere. È un artista non di primo pelo, ha tante primavere alle spalle, ma si sente, come diceva Jesse, ancora terribilmente giovane, ancora tanta voglia di portare musica, di condividere la sua attitudine con noi, e quindi venitelo a trovare. Le date le trovate tra l'altro in descrizione del post. Grazie mille a Cesare di PMA Promotion per aver creato questo contatto. Io sarò presente alla data di Treviso. Breaking news per chiudere: Jesse ha detto: sto collezionando in questo momento una serie di storie sotto forma di libro. Non ho idea se mai andrò a pubblicare questo libro, ma nel caso io mi sono offerto disponibile per andare a tradurlo per una versione italiana, perché sono sicuro che si tratterebbe di un grande pezzo di carta stampata con tanto rock and roll dentro. Quindi mi raccomando, ricordo ancora una volta le date: Savona il 22, Bergamo il 23 febbraio, il 24 febbraio a Ravenna, il 25 Mareno di Piave e Treviso. Jesse Malin dal vivo, una certezza, uno dei migliori songwriter della mia generazione e anche di tante altre. Grazie mille, buon ascolto.